Un test de micro. Je suis en train de parler à un volume qui est environ celui dans lequel je vais parler. Salut, ceci est un test, c'est à peu près le volume auquel je vais parler. Vous pouvez constater à quel point le son est bon en ce moment ou pas. On va commencer autour de 18h15. Alright, salut tout le monde, bienvenue au MontréHack pré-NordSec. Si c'est votre premier MontréHack, if it's your first MontréHack, peux-tu muter? Ouais, merci. Okay. If it's your first MontréHack, don't hesitate to ask questions. It's a safe space for learning. It's normal if you don't know stuff. We're here to learn. So please don't be shy and come ask questions, either to Sébastien here or me or Max or anyone here who seems friendly. All right, so without further ado, Sébastien.
To just up there. Yeah. Okay, so hi everyone. So I'm Sebastian. I am a junior cybersecurity researcher at Boost Security. So our main focus is CI/CD pipelines. So I'm going to show some tricks we found and that the community found, and something we personally, we really worked on it and found, and it's not actually public yet, but we'll show it tonight. It's pretty cool. So this talk, this workshop does use some of stuff we presented last time. Since I expect not everyone to be there last time, I'm going to show all the prerequisites that you need to know to do the level that I'm going to the objective of today. People that were there, you're probably good to start right now if you want, and you don't really need to listen to me. There's two links that we sent in the Discord. We're going to look at two workflows. We're working on GitHub workflows. I'll explain a bit more how they work afterwards. But so the level of today is the level 3. It's something new we created just for today. And you should really start with chicken popcorn and try to get this flag. The second one is quite a bit harder, but this one should be doable. So the prerequisite that you need to understand to do this flag. So how pound request works in general. So, sorry, I'm just going to go. So as an introduction, I'm using the level 0. It's pretty much the same as the level 3, but in level 3 there's a condition which make it much harder. So GitHub has workflows. Workflows are automations that you can use to make test automate or check that every pull request that are made built correctly, stuff like this. Workflows have listeners. You define listeners on top as this. So this one will run. This workflow will run every time there's a pull request, there's an issue comment, or even there's an issue being open. So we can see right there, this is actually the part that's really interesting to us. It opens on pull request target, which means it opens on pull request, but using secrets. There's secrets in pull request target. There's no secrets when you use only pull requests just there, for example. So when you open a pull request, this workflow will trigger. If you go a bit further, you see the jobs. Each job is a new virtual machine that's going to be open just to run some code. The one that interests us for now is the gravy one, which is right here. Yeah. Can I just do it a bit less? I think that's fine. Yeah, we can see it all there. It's perfect. So the gravy workflow, it open a Ubuntu machine. It is in virtual machine Ubuntu, which only run if the event is pull request target, and the title, right? The title contain gravy. So if you make a pull request that title contain gravy, this will run. It has some permission and the secret flag that we really want. Okay. So usually when we look at pound request, there's really two types of them. There's untrusted checkout and there's injection. In this case, we'll have untrusted checkout. What we mean when we say untrusted checkout, it means that we're checking out code that is untrusted. So for example, code that is from the pull request. In this example, we can see there's action checkout, which will git clone whatever you tell it to do. And there's etcha, which mean it's going to take our code and it will clone it. Then it's going to npm run stuff. Okay. So if it takes our code and run npm on it, it is most likely that we can, well, execute code. Since npm execute code and it takes our code, well, then we can execute code in that context. I'll show how actually it looks. So usually we would, I'm just going to duplicate this. And okay, so usually we always start by forking the repo since we need, it's really not the best screen. Okay, we're going to start to fork the repo. Since we need to make changes, we'll need to fork. Just by, I rather copy everything. Sometimes it's useful. Okay. Now that we have the full repo, we'll make some changes, and then we'll make a pull request with those changes in them. So if we go in the changes, so the workflows are always defined in .github workflows. So these are all the workflows that are going to run. Since well, we want to change something that npm is going to execute. Since npm in that case install, run lint, and start, we could, well, any JavaScript code like the index.ts is index.js is going to be run by npm start. And npm run lint, well, it's going to run package.json lint. If you don't know npm, that's how it works. So if we go there and we go on package.json, well, if we modify the lint line, when npm run lint is going to execute, it's going to execute that line. So, well, let's just try to do this then. Since our flag is in the environment variables, we know this since it is right there. It means that they define environmental variables which contains our secret flag as this name. Well, let's just take this name. Can I okay. And go here, and I am in modification. So I can change this to execute, let's say, echo my variable. And by default, GitHub masks all secrets from the logs. So you don't inadvertently just leave secrets in your logs. And also they mask the base 64 of the secrets. So we actually need to change it a bit so it doesn't get masked. We usually just base 64 encoded, of course. Sorry, again, not the, okay. We just encode it twice, so it's different. Yes. So this should echo our flag and then base 64 encode it twice. Okay, so I'll make it. I'll just I'll create a new branch for this just because, and I will create a pull request. This pull request, we want it across fork because, well, we create a fork. We don't want to make the change to our own environment repo because we know the secrets in our own repo. We want the secrets in their repo. So if we do cross fork, we target the base workflow, the base repo, which is Messi Gravy app, and we want to target from our patch. So doing so, I create, and also remember the workflow we're targeting only run if there's gravy in the name, so we'll add gravy here. Okay. So when the pull request is made, there's a couple of things happening. Usually the workflows execute. So if we're looking at, well, actually the gravy of workflow execute, which is actually what we wanted, right? We can see it calls gravy. So if we click on it, we'll see like everything. Of course, this one is in dark mode. Okay, and okay, so gravy, we can see each step of the workflow. Notably, there's the checkout PR code, which we can see will check out our code. It should be somewhere in there, right? Check out the ref. And well, okay. So this is the ref of our pull request. We could look at it, but I'm pretty sure. Okay. And then it runs the npm to run lint, which execute our code. And this would be our flag, base64 encoded twice. So this is like the basic pound request scenario in a case where we check out untrusted code and then it is executed in a trusted environment. Okay? Well, that's I suggest you redo this because that's really like the basic that you should be able to do. Once you're comfortable with this, you can go on the next level, which is exactly the same workflow, but there's this, which check if the actor that made the pull request is Dependabot. Enjoy the workflow. I'll be back in like some time to well, give you a hint on maybe how to do it and everything. But yeah, that's the first part. Is it okay? Yeah, yeah. If you have questions, don't hesitate. Okay, just something quick. So people that made our pull request and then like added their name gravy because they forgotten about it, or they want to change the payload to see what happened when you change the payload, and it doesn't trigger again. That's because of the pull request type. It's when the two events that will trigger the workflow are pull request open. So when you open the pull request, and when you synchronize it. And synchronize mean change to the code. So if you need to like push something in the README, like hello or something, and changes to the code that you push, like pushes, will trigger the workflow. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, I'm getting to you. So just real quick, I'll just show you something that you could use. It's not really an int. I'm just showing something that I found really useful to like test those type of vulnerabilities. If you go on, come there. If so, you should have see that Dependabot is a GitHub tool that can be used to check for outdated version of your code. To control it, you use the dependabot.yaml in .github. And a small trick that you can use to make this easier to test. I'm just going to go on mine. Is to modify this instead of looking at these weekly. You can make them daily, and you can set the time at which they're going to be executed. So for now, it's going to be 1910, let's say. Yeah, I think you might be able to run it like directly. I think that's kind of new because they changed some stuff in Dependabot, but yeah, I think now you can. How? Just for fun? Inside, okay.
Dependency graph on the main left menu.
Yep, right there.
Then there's Dependabot, the tab, and enable.
Yeah, so you need to enable it. That's the other thing. I think that's kind of new. That's pretty cool, actually. Okay. And then I bet like after.
Button also on that page. Once this is configured, it's going to allow you to recheck.
Oh, that's cool. Well, you can use this. This is really useful.
And the recent updated job, you can press a button.
Cool. That's a better way. So just going to take a second. So the solution, I'll show the solution like in 15 minutes. But just if you want to try a bit more, a good start is going to, so you need a pull request from Dependabot in your fork containing the payload that you want to have, okay? So that's the start that you want to have for the level 3. So to do so, you need to have like a repo with, in this case, I'll push my my payload in package.json. I want it like right there, and then I want to trigger Dependabot on this branch. So the change that Dependabot has will contain my payload. This is important. And then you do a pull request from this to the upstream. I'll do it on the background if you'll see what I mean. And then there's other stuff, but I'll let you figure that out. Okay? No, if you play on that. Okay. Let's Okay, so I'm just going to show how to do the first level of poutine, level 3, the chicken popcorn one. Okay, so once you created your fork, you made your changes that you wanted, right? In the package JSON. For example, here I just like dump all the environmental variable, and then created the pull request from Dependabot, which is right here. What we can do is make a pull request from this newly created branch by Dependabot to the upstream repo. So if I go in the upstream repo, right, it's going to be right there. If I make a new pull request, and if you could not make pull requests for like 5 minutes, that would be pretty cool. You can make my pull request from my fork, and I can base it to Dependabot pull request. So when I create my pull request, I can actually see the changes, and we can see that there's some change to Dependabot, there's change to package lock, and there's also my changes in here. So we made a pull request that points to Dependabot, to a Dependabot branch, but it contains our modified payload. You need to make the change before the PR from Dependabot is created, because otherwise Dependabot will like destroy it and recreate a new one. So that's why I changed it before. So this, it shouldn't have any restriction, I believe. So if I make my pull request, and might take some time because we have like a ton of things. But it should be skipped because the GitHub actor right now, it's me, because I'm the one that created the pull request. But since the workflow works on, I'm just going to try to find it again. Yeah, execute on synchronize, which is like every change to the code. Well, I can try to make Dependabot push again on it. So if Dependabot makes a commit and push it, then it's going to be it to the GitHub actor in this case. So if we go on our pull request, okay, still didn't know. Okay, whatever. So we need to go on the original pull request from Dependabot, and what we can see, there's command Dependabot command an option, and there's many, and there's some that are really interesting. In this case, I'm going to use recreate just because that's what I have been using to make it work. So if I tell it to recreate, it's going to take some time and understand. Usually it changes theirs. So that's Dependabot that reacted. It's going to recreate the branch and push something. And since this branch, Dependabot npm yarn, is linked with the PR that I've made, it's going to trigger the workflow from the upstream. And the GitHub actor will be Dependabot in this case. So it's going to execute our code. So that's the trick to bypass this type of check. It's important to know that it doesn't work with all check of this sort. It only works with GitHub actor and GitHub triggering actor. There's many other ways to check that the PR has been created. Well, we can actually see that Dependabot force push to our branch, which triggered our workflow, and we can see that it's running. And well, that's not the one I wanted. Chicken popcorn. Well, it's running, so it should be able to dump the entire environment. So if I just like copy everything. It's really hard with this screen. Okay. I might have it. Well, whatever. So this is like all the environment in it. It should contain the repo. If I just like, I know I don't have it like all of it, might still work. I decode 2 times, right? And no, because I don't have all of it. Okay. Cool. Trying again. That might be a bit much, right? Let's just like. Technically, it's like the first line, right? Okay. 2 seconds. Okay. Okay, so here are all the environment variable, and we should have our flag somewhere. I could sort it too. Have you seen it? I don't see it. Quatrième? Oh yeah, right there. So that's the flag. Yay. So that's for the first one. The second one, we still have time, right? So I'll let you figure it out. Note that, sorry, I'm just going to get these. Okay. Yeah. So note that the second one, there's people that found like fairly easy way to fix this. So I'm sure like you can figure it out. And the only prerequisite to it, I would say, it's the concept of injection in workflows. If you look not at this one, but at the one that if you look at this is a notation that is replaced by the GitHub logic. So it's going to replace something that's inside of it with it directly. So you can like execute code in it if you can control the content of this. Okay. The pull request number you can't. The pull request href, if you look at the PR that we just created, we can actually see which one it is. It is really not the easiest. Yeah. Okay. If we look at this one, right? We can see that the PR, the comment that is created by GitHub Action is this, which contain Dependabot, npm, aslint, and everything. So that's the name of the branch. And actually, this is what you probably want to control. So if you can control the Dependabot name, well, you can execute code in this. So that's your next challenge. Is there like anyone in the street? For the few that are there, I'm just going to show you like the last technique that I wanted to show. I'm going to show like the complicated one because I'm kind of proud of it. But there's people that found like an easier one. I'm going anyway to write a blog about how to do everything in the next couple of days. Okay, so what do we want to do here? I just lost my page. Okay, so I started from scratch. We want again to have a pull request from Dependabot. So I'm just going to enable this again. Security. Okay. So the trick here, it's so we want to rename the branch that Dependabot use. So when we use the Dependabot recreate, it's going to have a different name, and the different name will be a bash injection that will be executed in the workflow. So yeah, if we rename the branch, Dependabot will not like it and just crash. So we need to find a way to rename it without it crashing. So the way I found, I'm just going again. Just need to create the Dependabot PR. Again, the tricks with the date and time. It's daily. I'm starting to be tired. Thanks. So it's 8:41. I think it will be like 20:42. Okay. Okay. So now we don't actually need to make the change to have our payload because our payload is going to be a name, not like a file itself. So it's going to run in the background. Okay. So the base of this exploit is based on a specific UI that exists when you try to fix merge conflict. So what we're going to do is to like force to create a merge conflict, and when we'll fix it, it's going like to show an option to create a new branch. And for some reason, there's like it keeps the name with it. So I'm going to go on the code, make some changes. Usually, I just like upload a new file. Well, not actually upload a file. Sorry. Create a new file with like a name called, for example, let's call it A, and a content which will be A2, and we'll just create it on this. So logically, because the pull request from Dependabot was created before, in the branch that Dependabot created, there's no. I created another range. There's no A file. So we're going to create it with a different content. So it's going to be create file, again named A, but with a different content. And we can commit it to this branch. Then another thing that happened is when we're going to change the name, Dependabot will execute and will consider its branch as the default branch. This will create a problem because Dependabot already fixed what it thought was wrong with the code. So if we don't put it back, it will just say like, oh yeah, it's fine, it's already fixed, I'm not creating a PR again. So we're going to need to upload what it changed. Usually, because we use npm, it just changed a package JSON file. So I downloaded them, and I'm just going to upload them again. So choose file. I have way too many stuff. There's supposed to be like package JSON. Yeah, I think it's like the one there, and I guess I'm just going to take this one then. this and upload. Okay. Hi. Okay. And commit this. Yeah. So now we have like the base state of Dependabot on its branch. So what we're going to do is change our default branch to rename it. So there's well, in this menu you can see the default branch. It's main right now. We're going to change it to have the Dependabot npm. Why we're doing this? It's mainly because there's not this menu for other branches. It's just for the default branch. So when we go on the pull request now, and we go here, I'm just going to read to be sure I didn't forget anything because there's many things to think about. To the default branch. Okay, and then we have okay, yeah. So now if we go here, we can see that there's a conflict because we created one. And so we can resolve the conflict. This brings us to this UI. We can just, yeah, that seems perfect. We just fixed it, marked as resolved. And when we commit merge, they show this UI. And this is quite special actually, because they say create a new branch and commit updates. This is because it is the default branch. And yes, that's actually what we want. And this is going to our payload. So I'm just going to technically, okay, technically, if I do something, okay, I'm just going to use the payload I created already. So there's many payloads you could choose from. The one I decided to use is this one. Essentially, what's happening here is I escape from quotes. So you really need like to look at the original workflow while looking at this, I think. To there, and if we go here, workflows, level 3. Okay, so we want to inject right here. Okay, I'm just going to. Since a pull request, yeah, headref, it's going to be the name of our branch. This is going to be replaced with our branch name. So if I escape the double quote that are right there, like this, right? We have an escape. I can zoom in a bit. We escape the double quote, and make it a bit more readable. Yeah, okay. We escape the double quote. Then we, well, that's just some bash, but if it fails, which it will because it's not a valid command, it will echo. IFFS, it will be replaced with a space, but since we can't use spaces inside of a name for inside like a ref name, then we use this. It's equivalent to it, and then we print our flag. We base 60 for it, and then we complete the rest. So the double quote are completely escaped. So yeah, there's like many injection that could work. Technically, since it's verbal, we could actually just use the name of the flag directly, and it will be replaced with the value in that case. But usually, since we want to well, to show it in the log, not in like a comment, because it's kind of weird that it is in comment, we use more like this technique. So the name, I'm going to change it for this. Okay. I'm going to create, change, and update it. And then the rest is just the same thing that we saw earlier. We're going to create the pull request from this weird name to the upstream. So let's just do this now. Yeah. Pull request, new pull request. I will create from across fork to Missy Poutine and we'll want our created branch, right? Right there, right. Okay. We don't need a name, but we can rename this for whatever and create our pull request. So now it won't execute because the GitHub actor is us. So we need to do the same thing as we saw earlier. We need to go on the original pull request. No, that's not the one. Gravy, right? Yeah. Okay. We are going on the original pull request, and I can, just bring this back. Yeah, okay. And try to recreate it. So it should, so it saw it. It's going to take some time to process the new pull request and, well, the changes and push. And this should trigger our workflow as we expected. So this is like a weird way to solve this problem, since we wanted to rename the branch of Dependabot without breaking the link that Dependabot has with it. And that's one way to do it. Another way would be to use other GitHub Dependabot commands. Since there's a list of them, and there's one that's called merge, what you could actually do is change your default name branch, the same thing we did, but instead of renaming the Dependabot branch, you just rename your normal main branch. And since the merge action will modify your main branch, well, it will be considered as the GitHub actor. So you don't need to use the conflict and everything. But yeah. So if it forced push to our branch, which should be triggering our payload, and we can see that chicken popcorn has been executed, and also duck blue cheese, which is the one we targeted. So if we look at the command itself, we can see the script that's been executed. We can see that it started with the GHPR command, whatever. It closes the comment, and then it executes what we expected it does. And we can see right there, this is the flag. So I can decode it just to have like the final flag right there. Right, and we see the final flag. So that's a more complex Dependabot deputy confusion attack. And if you wondered if this is actually realistic, if we actually see this in the real world, yes, there's actually an attack on a really popular repo, well, really important repo called Kong. Which Kong Kubernetes controller, I think, something like that. That happened I think like a year ago. So this repo was attacked exactly with this technique. And it's a really important repo to manage Kubernetes cluster. And yeah, so yeah, exactly. That's pretty much it.